Alright, how we doing, guys? Time is 11:51 a.m. Oven Standard. How we doing? I'm Paul McVay, and it's time for Wasted Lunch. Wow. Weather outside is really nice. I don't know what the heck the temperature is, but it looks pretty nice outside here in Northeast Ohio. Whereas other places it's not so nice. Now, you watched yesterday. We were talking to my brother Dave, lives in Hawaii, which of course they're dealing with a hurricane, and I don't know exactly where minute by minute, second by second this hurricane is at, or what. I don't know exactly what's going on right this second with the hurricane. Alright, I don't know where it's at or any of that good stuff. I talked to my brother yesterday, as you've seen if you watched yesterday's broadcast, and hoping that things go all right for all those folks out in Hawaii. It's, they're all stuck out on an island that hopefully won't get ravaged by a hurricane. I guess there's flooding and worry about landslides and things like that. Hopefully everybody's all right out there. I hope that it doesn't get too bad, but maybe we'll luck out. Maybe my brother can pop on here or something, and we'll actually have. It'd be cool if he hopped on again and we could see how he and the other folks out there in Hawaii, or at least in his neck of the woods in Hawaii, are doing, dealing with this bad weather. So, he said usually the hurricanes usually do not hit directly upon the island. They usually stop short of it and kind of skirt around the islands. Not the island, the islands. So hopefully they won't be hit directly by this hurricane. Hurricane Lane, I believe is the name of this one. They always give these hurricanes such innocuous names, don't they? They don't seem to give them, terrifying names, even though a hurricane, something, I imagine it could be quite terrifying, but they don't give them names like that, I haven't heard of a Hurricane Voldemort or anything like that, so. Anyways, grab some coffee, guys. If you're watching, don't be afraid to type down something, make a little comment, start talking about something. We can rapport. Got a nice mug, nice tall mug of coffee. One of my favorite mugs to help stir up my brain a little bit. But yeah, let's see. Movie. Watched a movie last night that I have not watched in ages. Probably have not seen since I was a teenager. And that movie is The Godfather. I know I need to get back into my Lord of the Rings thing. Watched all the Hobbit movies and then started on the Lord of the Rings trilogy and watched the first one and stopped. I need to get my ass back on that. Here, what do? I turn around and start another trilogy last night with The Godfather. I forgot how good the movie, really was. I mean, I remembered it being a good flick, but I forgot just how good it was. When was that made? 72, I think. And you got Marlon Brando, you got a young Robert Duvall, young Al Pacino in it. It's a good picture. I don't remember the sequels so much. Hell, I barely remember the first one when I watched it last night. which I like that. It's like watching it all over again. You know, like I said, I haven't seen the movie since I was a kid practically, so good movie about the Corleone family. And of course, Marlon Brando's the head of the Corleone family, the main mobster family in this movie. You got him in there. He's old, aging Don. He is the Godfather. And James Caan is in there. He's one of Don Corleone's sons. So is Al Pacino. James Caan plays Sonny. Al Pacino plays Michael. And then there's Robert Duvall, which is kind of an adopted son, named Tom Hagen. Then there's another boy. His name's Fredo. I don't know who the hell plays him. But, you know, the movie's got style. The music is fantastic for this film. The problem was watching this movie made me hungry from the beginning to the very end of the movie. Despite any graphic depictions of violence, I was still hungry. Because that's all they did in this movie besides kill people was eat. Eat, eat, and eat. And I love Italian food, so I just was hungry during a lot of the picture. I wanted pizza, I wanted spaghetti, I wanted lasagna. I was hungry the whole damn time. And so, you know, I'm not really complaining about the movie. I'm complaining about the effect that movie had on my appetite, which does not need any encouragement from a motion picture. But, yeah, I was sitting there the whole time thinking, I wish I had a plate of spaghetti or something in front of me so I could be eating with these people. But, yeah. The story itself is about the aging Don Corleone. Corleone? I can't remember. It seems like they pronounce it both ways at times. But anyway, I think it starts out set in the 40s. I think 1946 is the year. I could be wrong. You know, you guys correct me if I'm wrong here. But I believe that's the year that the movie starts out taking place in. And the Don is a huge wedding for his daughter, who's getting married to a wasp, I think. I don't think the guy's Italian she marries. And the Don's daughter is played by Talia Shire, who, if I'm not mistaken, is cousin to Francis Ford Coppola, the director of the film. Cousin, or somehow she's related to him. Okay. I don't know exactly how. I think she's a cousin. I can't remember. Either way, she's in the flick, and of course she's best known as Rocky's wife in the Rocky movies. Yo, Adrian! You know, Adrian! That one. Adrian. She's Don's daughter, and she's getting married at the very beginning of the film to this guy, who ends up being a total jerk-ass. And, but you got Tom Hagen, played by Robert Duvall, and he's been adopted into the family. And he's a very sensible guy. He's an attorney who works exclusively for the Don. He doesn't take any other clients, even though he's an attorney. That's it. He just works for the Don. He's his consigliere, or counselor. It's kind of like an advisor to the Don. He's the adopted son. I guess he was taken up when he was a young lad, taken into the family, and became part of the family, even though he's not Sicilian. Then you have Sonny, played by James Caan, who has an explosive temper, very reactive, kind of wild guy. Then there's Michael, who at the beginning of the film apparently returns home from the war, from World War II. And Michael shows up to his sister's wedding with a gal played by Diane Keaton named Kay. And Kay is a waspish lady. She's not Italian. And the whole Corleone family setup is completely foreign to her. And it seems at the beginning of the picture that Michael has no intentions of following behind his family's, his dad's mafia footsteps. Michael plans on going straight and not being involved with all this and getting on with civilian life after the war is the idea for Michael. But later on in the picture, Michael becomes a more important character in this story. The Corleone family is involved in gambling and different vices, I guess, but not narcotics. And the Don is approached by a younger gangster and asked about investing money into a narcotics industry business. And the Don declines it, doesn't believe in it, believes it's bad stuff. And, he just thinks the idea of drugs is not a good way to make money because eventually, he feels he has a lot of judges and police and officials in his pocket working for him, and feels that, if he goes into the drugs thing, that these bought off police and officials are not going to be ready to work for him. And he sees drugs as just a bad thing, which, of course, they are, but, so he declines it, and that starts trouble with the guy he declined to invest money with, and there's an assassination attempt on the Don, and he gets pretty messed up, but survives the attack. This leads to retribution, revenge, and ends up leading to an all-out gang war that ends up involving more of the 5 families of the New York, New Jersey mob syndicates, I guess you call them. So, Michael, played by Al Pacino, who was planning on playing it straight, not getting involved in this stuff, ends up getting involved, of course, and ends up taking out the man responsible for the assassination attempt on his father and a corrupt police sergeant, I think, or police captain, I can't remember his rank, who was providing protection for this other gangster. Al Pacino's character, Michael, ends up wiping them out in a small restaurant in the Bronx. Takes them out, and that ends up leading to the war, where they end up taking it to the mattresses. Mobsters camping out in apartment buildings, sleeping on the floor on mattresses, and fighting this gang war, which is mostly conveyed to us through still shots and photographs of dead gangsters in various poses and in various locations. After Michael wipes out these 2 guys, he ends up being sent to Sicily to keep him safe to hang low for about a year or whatever until it seems it'd be safer for him to come back to the New York area. So he leaves his gal Kay behind, moves to Sicily, lives out in the country like a redneck, and ends up marrying a Sicilian chick out there. What's up, Aunt Jeannie? How we doing? Talking about The Godfather. Just watched it for the first time in ages last night. Haven't seen The Godfather for years. Do you remember that picture? I'm sure you do. But yeah, so Michael ends up meeting up with a Sicilian girl out there. Forgets all about Kay. I hope you're doing good, Aunt Jeannie. I hope things are fantastic. Oh, my wife just woke up. She was awake earlier, but took a little nap.
I was.
Alright, hey, baby. How you doing?
I don't know.
Still tired?
Yeah, my neck hurts. I don't feel good. I feel like all this congestion and stuff.
I wake up feeling congested all the time. I don't know why. Maybe it gets colder at night while we're sleeping. But yeah, old Michael there, he ends up meeting a Sicilian girl and marrying that girl and leaves old Kay behind in the States. Doesn't communicate with her. He's not communicating with anybody, really, except for his family. They know where he's at. But he ends up coming back after this war with the families. And by the end of the picture, what happens is, I won't go straight to the end of the picture because first, old Michael hooks up with the Sicilian girl, gets married, and what we are introduced as a traditional Sicilian courtship, gets married, and then how does that marriage end up? It ends up with his lovely young wife getting blown through the roof of their car by a car bomb. And Michael ends up coming back to the States anyways, eventually, and, his girl Kay is there, and they end up hooking up. But by the end of the feature, the Don ends up passing away, and the new Don ends up being young Michael. Because Sonny, his brother, ends up getting whacked out because their brother-in-law helped set him up and get him killed. The other brother, Fredo, got sent to Las Vegas to learn the casino business.
Do you know why Fredo isn't the Don?
No, why isn't Fredo the Don?
Because he had some kind of sickness in Italy or wherever they were.
My wife's telling me.
And it kind of made him a little slow, retarded.
He had an illness while he was in Italy?
When he was a baby.
When he was a baby. Fredo did.
Kind of made him slow.
Made him a little bit slow, so that's why he didn't become the Don. How did you know all that? Is that said in the picture?
I think
I don't remember hearing
the
that.
Second one.
Okay. Well, see, I have to see the second one.
Part of the first book.
Okay. And my wife's read some of the book and seen all the pictures.
Well, my Aunt Sue read these books before.
I wonder why Fredo. Well, I mean, Fredo didn't seem that smart in the picture. So, what's up, Sean? How we doing? Yeah, because the brother Fredo, he gets sent to Las Vegas to learn about the casinos. But, I wondered about that because Michael's the youngest of the boys.
Yeah.
And
he was the oldest.
Who was?
Fredo's the oldest.
Fredo was the oldest? I thought Sonny was the oldest. I guess he wasn't. Doing good, Sean. Thank you. Let's talk about the Godfather movies. I just watched the first one for the first time in ages. Francis, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well today.
Francis who? Our Frances?
Yes.
Why is she up so late?
I don't know why Frances is up this late.
She gotta work. She better get some rest.
Well, I don't know. All I know is she's been popping on. She hasn't said anything. But, anyways, the Godfather. Yeah, talking about the Godfather. So, yeah, Sonny ends up getting set up. The dude, the Don's daughter, what is her name? I can't remember the Corleone girl's name.
Connie.
Connie, is that her name? Well, the guy she married at the beginning of the picture turns out to be a low-life, wife-beaten scumball who gets his ass kicked by Sonny Boy and ends up setting up Sonny to be killed by one of the rival families. He ends up getting his by the end of the picture, too. So, anyways, Michael ends up being in charge. He ends up being the new Don by the end of the picture. But, good movie. Good, nice photography. I like the music.
You know what I like about that movie?
Story was good. My wife, Teresa, said, what did you like about the picture,
well, not
Teresa?
the picture itself, but the fact that when it came out, the only one anybody really knew was Marlon Brando, and how
was the
all
only
these
real
people
known
that
guy.
are in that movie become great stars.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's, you got a point there. Marlon Brando was the big name of that picture when it came out. And Teresa's pointing out how so many of these other people ended up becoming major actors, major talents. You got James Caan, Al Pacino, Robert Duvall. I mean, these are guys who have been in some serious pictures.
The broad that's Kay, what the hell?
Diane Keaton.
I don't like her though.
Well, like her or not, she ended up doing a lot of pictures and being very successful.
She's in a lot of films that I like, but I just don't like her. I think she's a frump.
Well, everybody's got an opinion on an actor or actress. Diane Keaton, I would say she's competent.
Oh, yeah, she's a great actress. She's just, everything she's in, she's just so frumpy-like, you know?
Well, I saw her in another picture from back in the 70s, and that was Sleeper with Woody Allen, who I think you hate Woody Allen.
I hate Woody Allen.
It shares a lot of reason for people not to like Woody Allen, especially is not, as far as his personal life. That people know about.
His voice annoys me.
And there's a lot of people who just straight up hate Woody Allen.
But his personal life kind of pisses me off, too. He started courting his stepdaughter, when she was 16,
he ended up,
and then
I think he married her. I think old Woody Allen married his stepdaughter. How did I get on to Woody Allen? Because Diane Keaton was in a picture with him. And in this picture, she was not frumpy. She was young, bubbly, energetic, fun, maybe not what Teresa considers a standard Diane Keaton fare. She was, I think I hear what you're saying about her playing frumpy characters. So.
Yeah, I mean, just her,
Well, I mean, she ended up playing some older. Wasn't she in a movie about working lady who ends up having a baby at a later age?
I have no idea.
Wasn't she in a picture about that where she ended up having a kid? She was a professional woman and ended up getting pregnant and having a baby, and totally was not her bag, but she ends up adapting to it. And wasn't she in First Wives Club?
Yeah, I love that
She was in
movie.
First Wives Club.
But she's, Goldie Hawn's the woohoo character.
Yeah. Goldie Hawn was Goldie Hawn in Airhead as usual?
No.
No, she wasn't?
No.
She was the chic type chick.
She was the actress, and she
Okay.
was the glamorous one.
First Wives.
And
I'm a dude.
Bette Midler was like the typical housewife, bubbly, but fun. And the other
sit over here, so I mean, even if you're not in front of the camera, so you can be heard.
Oh, okay. Oh, shut up.
No, you can talk. I'm just saying, why don't you sit over here where, you know, you can be heard on camera, so it's not just me sitting here, staring off into space.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. I got an ashtray right here. Bring your coffee over and get snug and comfortable in a wooden chair. So.
Oh, sit down here for this guy.
Yeah, one movie ends up leading to all this other stuff. But yeah, Robert Duvall ended up doing some major pictures, major actor pictures. I mean, not just action pictures with cardboard characters. I mean, he did some. Whew, okay, I'm back. I had to take a call, and I'm, broadcasting via phone here. But, Robert Duvall ended up doing some serious acting. I gained a lot of respect watching a few Robert Duvall pictures years back. Saw some flicks that really showcased his talent. So he became one of my favorites a long time back. Al Pacino, of course. I mean, gosh, if you don't know the guy from Scarface, I don't know what to tell you. Keep coughing, keep smoking, Paul, right? Yep. That's what I'm doing. Al Pacino, who else? We talked about it. Al Pacino did Scarface, Dog Day Afternoon. Why am I blank right now when it comes to thinking of his other pictures? Has he been acting lately, do we know?
I have no idea.
I haven't been following the Hollywood scene, guys.
Robert De Niro's in the second one.
Oh, Robert De Niro ends up in the second one? Look at that. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino end up in the second one, which, once I watch that one, then I'll tell you about. I know I saw it, but it was so long ago. Just like the first one, I don't remember a whole lot about it. So, I'm going to have to watch that picture again.
You're not getting out that way.
James Caan. He was in, let's see, Rollerball. Anybody remember that weird movie from the 70s? Yeah, it was set in the future. In a future sport called Rollerball. It was like roller derby, only deadly. Also had motorbikes in it. They were around the steel ball thing, and it was like roller derby, only super violent and deadly. Which the movie could have been a good picture, except it didn't have enough rollerball in it. There wasn't enough rollerball. It was, I don't know, the picture took itself too serious for me. I haven't seen it in probably 20 years, but I remembered it being boring because there was barely any damn rollerball in it. But James Caan ended up in pictures like Misery, of course.
Eraser.
Eraser? I didn't see that picture.
It's a good film.
Did that have Arnold Schwarzenegger
Arnold
in it too?
Schwarzenegger, what the hell's her name? She's a singer. Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams was in it?
Uh-huh.
Now, Vanessa Williams, wasn't she Mrs. America and got it taken away because she was in Playboy or something?
I don't know.
I can't remember either.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah. But what else was James Caan in? Besides Elf. He ended up being Will Ferrell's character's dad in Elf.
I don't know.
He's been in a shitload of movies. Well, he was in... No, he was not in Bonnie and Clyde.
No, that was Warren Fruity.
Warren Beatty, right. And Gene Hackman was in that also.
Yeah.
Either way, James Caan ended up being successful. And what's weird about that is James Caan almost became Rocky. I guess Rocky was actually, the story Stallone came up with the story and everything else, but the producers and stuff wanted James Caan to play it, and I think Sylvester Stallone was like, I'm playing him, or else this is not getting turned into a picture, or something to that effect. So, anyways, but there are people that wanted James Caan to play Rocky. Wouldn't that have been different, huh?
There's a lot more intelligent. For years, everybody thought Sylvester Stallone was a retard.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone does not, he does not appear to be bright, but I forget, some shit happened to him when he was younger too. I don't know, but anyway, Sylvester Stallone ended up being Rocky. I mean, that's just the way it is, and I believe Rocky was his baby. He came up with the story and everything else. So there you go, Rocky. And there Rocky again.
James Caan was Honeymoon in Vegas.
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Yeah.
And James Caan was in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you brought up, or James Caan brings up Rocky, and like I said, Talia Shire was in Rocky. Yeah, she was Adrian.
Was she in that movie we just watched?
Yeah, she was the daughter. She was a Corleone girl. Connie. You said her name was Connie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Talia Shire, who's related to Francis Ford Coppola. And another person who's related to both of them, who's in motion pictures, of course, is Nicolas Cage. Whose originally, his name is Nicolas Coppola.
He is in...
And was in one of Francis... Okay, and Nicolas Cage was, he was in Honeymoon in Vegas also, but Nicolas Cage was in a Francis Ford Coppola picture, and that was Rumblefish. Supposedly, I don't know if it's 100% true, I just read it somewhere in a film book that Francis Ford had him retake a scene in that movie a whole crap load of times, and Nicolas Cage was not happy with it, and used to go by his name and ended up going by Nicolas Cage.
James Caan is still acting.
Supposedly. James Caan's still acting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
you got him still acting.
78.
78.
Mm-hmm.
James Caan, 78, still active. Robert Duvall, I don't know. But, so yeah. I never carried on with the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and then started another damn trilogy. Isn't that great? See, Teresa's looking up. Who are you looking up now?
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall.
He's 87.
He's 87. And is he still active?
I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
The last movie he did was Wild Horses in 2015.
Wild Horses in 2015. So maybe he's hung up his hat. I don't know. But he was in a good picture. He was in the, was that Old Lions, or what was that movie called?
Secondhand Lions.
Secondhand Lions. That's what he was in with Michael Caine in it. And Secondhand Lions with Michael Caine. I like that flick. You didn't see that about the young boy getting dumped off at his uncle's.
Yeah.
His great uncle's house. And his great uncles were Michael Caine, played by Michael Caine and Robert Duvall. And somewhere out in Texas.
Oh, he just made a movie. It's called Widows.
50s or 60s. Who made a picture?
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall was just in a movie called Widows.
Yep, just came out this year.
And Robert Duvall was in another movie that was 100% Robert Duvall-y, and that was The Apostle, which I think was his story. I can't remember if he wrote that or whatever, but major acting. Major major acting going on in that movie. I mean, there wasn't special effects. It wasn't. Bless you.
Thanks.
This was not an epic motion picture. This was a character study of a film. What's up, Luke? Love you, dude. How are you? Bless you again, Teresa.
Al Pacino is 78.
Al Pacino's 78.
He's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he was in
blockbusters.
And he and De Niro were in a couple other pictures together, weren't they? Were they both in Heat or not? Was it Pacino a cop and Robert De Niro was a crook or something like that in that picture? I can't remember. Yeah, Luke, we've been talking about The Godfather. Oh, Luke said bless you.
Oh, thank you.
We've been talking about the Godfather movies and what these actors have since went on to do. Of course, Francis Ford Coppola made a lot of pictures. One of the big pictures he did that's considered a classic, and that is Apocalypse Now. Luke says he's doing good. He's just out making money. Wow.
How are you doing that?
Yeah, how do you make money? You need to figure that one out here. Well, I hope you make lots of it, dude. Yeah.
Al Pacino just put 3 movies out. And two are coming out next year.
Has 2 movies coming out next year. And he's 78, right?
Yep.
78 years old, got 2 movies.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of good flicks, and a lot of these, what we started out talking about The Godfather, and a lot of these guys who were young actors in there ended up being major
You know what
talents.
really astounded me about watching The Godfather, and please don't be like, because you're a guy, but the first movie I ever saw Al Pacino in was Scarface.
Yeah.
And any movie after that, he's a bit older, but he was quite handsome when he was young.
Was a good-looking dude in that movie.
And
Al Pacino
when he was in Scarface, I thought he was ugly.
Al Pacino, he wasn't a bad-looking guy when he was younger.
But, it's like, wow, that's the same guy?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much sun.
Yeah, maybe so. But, I mean, Al Pacino went on to make a lot more pictures after Scarface, but, which good for him that Scarface wasn't the
American
end of his...
Graffiti.
American Graffiti. Yeah, I was going to mention that. Was another movie that got a lot of actors started, too.
Yeah.
Let's see, Luke hauls a guy around that mows lawns and landscaping, $10 an hour to drive and sit. Well, that's cool. Shit, you get your smartphone, drive up somewhere, take a sit down, check out your phone, bring yourself a paperback book.
The Outsiders.
Ain't bad. Yeah, Francis Ford did a bunch of S.E. Hinton stories, turning them into pictures. Did The Outsiders, did Rumblefish. I can't remember if he did That Was Then, This Now.
I don't know, I'm just going through and, the way they have it set up for him is, the title, the way they have it set up on Wikipedia, the title's like this big on certain movies,
right.
And the ones that have spaces like this is how many awards he's got.
Okay.
It's just got...
Scarface is one of Luke's all-time favorites. I mean,
he
Scarface
made Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
Stoker's, not Stoker, sorry.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula, not Bram Stoker's. That sounds more like a
Mary
Triple
Shelley's
X one there.
Frankenstein.
But, he did. No, he did American Graffiti. And that ended up really helping get some careers going. American Graffiti.
Jeepers Creepers?
Who did?
Francis Ford Coppola.
You sure he directed it, or did he produce it?
I don't know.
It's hard to believe. But, yeah, Scarface was so big. I mean, hell, there were the rapper Scarface. I mean, shit, he took that stuff and ran with it, dude. I mean, he took the name, used music from the picture and his raps. You know, all kinds of merchandise came out, probably unlicensed merchandise for the urban hip-hop community. Was pumping out Scarface shit left and right, posters, T-shirts. I mean, I remember going through the mall, people getting airbrushed Al Pacino Scarface T-shirts, you know, back in the days. Yeah, Scarface was huge. And I was young enough to where I don't remember or know.
He wrote it.
Just how big it was when it first came out in the theaters, but the cult following behind Scarface is enormous. I mean,
yeah, everybody wants to be him.
Yeah. Tony Montana.
You sound like Sylvester Stallone trying to do...
I sound like Sylvester Stallone trying to sound like Tony Montana?
Yeah, you do.
Well, maybe it's the nose been stuffed up. I don't know.
He wrote Jeepers Creepers.
Who did? Francis Ford Coppola, you're telling me, wrote Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
See, looky here.
Looking at Wikipedia
this
right now.
means directed, produced, and written.
Okay.
Like, all these, he didn't direct or produce, but he wrote those. And he wrote Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
He directed, written, and...
Well, you know that...
produced...
I'm not making excuses
Godfather.
for Francis Ford Coppola, because I don't even know the guy. But, you know, a person can write one thing, and then by the time it gets turned into the final screenplay, it can be quite a bit different.
Yeah. You're just trying to be nice because those movies stunk.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but, well, yeah, they did. I wasn't a big fan of Jeepers Creepers, but American Graffiti, big fan of. Of course, it had a young, well, he actually wasn't as young as he was portrayed as. My gosh, I'm trying to call him Han Solo. Oh, God's sake, Harrison Ford in it. And you had, what's her name? Cindy, who's the one who was in Mork and Mindy? Girl who was in American Graffiti.
She wasn't in Mork and Mindy. She was in Laverne and Shirley, and her name is Cindy Williams.
Yeah, Cindy Williams, yeah. Oh, Luke's got to drive. All right, good talking to you, dude. Be careful. Have fun and make some of that cheddar, buddy. Yeah. You know, I was thinking the other day, I don't mind driving. Maybe I should be a cabbie or something. Taxi driver.
They make lots of money.
My wife's saying I should be a Yoder toter.
They make a lot. Drivers make a lot of money with them.
Well, I don't know if you have to have the vehicle to do the Yoder toting.
You could drive 7 people in our vehicle. I saw them got picked up in
You saw them got picked up?
When I took Donnie to school a few times, I saw
people using minivans for Yoder toting?
No, they got picked up in a Pacifica.
Oh.
And it wasn't even the extended one. So there was, and they all pop out.
How do you get into that racket?
I don't know, they all pop out to greet the guy that they're picking up. There was like 4 of them popped out of the vehicle to greet the guy, and I know, German shit, and they all got in the car.
Yeah.
Because the way this car was, it was out.
Listening to Teresa talking about Yoder toters.
It was out in the street, so I had to stop. So I had to watch them greet and hug their fellow Yoder before he got in the car.
So they were greeting the guy who was driving.
No.
They were greeting other Amish people.
They were picking another person up. And all the Amish guys, the guy who was driving stayed in the car. All the Amish guys got out of the car, greeted the Amish guy waiting, and then they all got back in the car, including the one that was being picked up.
Okay. My wife's saying I need to be a yoder-toter. Yoder-toter, yeah. But, I don't mind driving. I'll take an Amish. Yeah, driving, is fine. But I don't know about the sitting around waiting for the Amish people to do their shopping, waiting forever in the car. But anyways, why in the hell? Anyways, so what's going on? How's things today? What's going on there, Sean? What are you doing, buddy? Anything exciting? Anyways, if there's something you want to talk about, just holler, dude. We'll talk about it. I was reading an article yesterday about these public urinals they started putting up in Paris. And this is legit here. They started putting out these public urinals. Okay. Oh, let's see. Sean's going to the game tonight. Sounds fun, dude. I have not been out to a game for years. That's what stinks about getting older. You don't measure shit by days or weeks. It ends up being years. Years. Now, when you say the game, I imagine you were talking about the Massillon Tigers, correct? I don't even know who they're playing. I've not been keeping up on... I've never kept up on sports. I'm not a sports kind of guy. But back in the days, I do enjoy going out to the games. I enjoy being there at sports games. Okay. Okay, you are going to a Tigers game. Right. I like being at the events. I like watching sports if I'm actually there. But it doesn't hold that much excitement for me when I watch it through a television screen. Okay. It's just, I am not a huge sports fan, but for some reason, if I am at the event, I can get caught up in the excitement of it. I can dig it and I can get into it if I am there. Okay. But if I'm not there, I just not a big sports fan, that's all. But if I'm at a baseball game or a football game and I get to watch it live, it can be exciting and fun and entertaining for me. I got a lot of friends, relatives can sit around, watch football games on TV, get excited about it. I'm just not that guy. Not that guy. But I wouldn't mind getting out there and seeing some Massillon Tiger football. I say it's been a long time. So, hell, I wouldn't mind just going out just for the tailgating and hanging out before the game. That's fun too. But my wife just snatched the lighter out from in front of me like she was going to tear my hand off.
Why not?
Yeah, the Massillon Tigers game, for people who might be watching that are not familiar with this area, who might not be from Northeast Ohio or Stark County or whatever, the high school football program at Massillon is, how would you say, they're obsessed with football. It is a big deal. It's the biggest thing in our little town of Massillon is the high school football team. Huge deal. Got a great stadium. They got a cannon that booms every time there's a touchdown by the Tigers. I mean, they were I mean, it's like a miniature professional football game right there. Only high school kids playing football. It's very entertaining. It's quite the spectacle when you consider that it is high school football. And so, yeah, it's very easy to get caught up in the excitement that is Massillon Tiger football. But I have not been caught up in that for a long time. I read the other day about public urinals they're putting up in Paris. And you know, I don't know, this one neighborhood of Paris or whatever. And these urinals, they look like trash cans. Okay, there's no walls, there's no curtain or anything to hide behind. You just walk right up to them and whiz in a hole in these things. Okay, there's no privacy or anything like that. They put them up because I guess they got tired of dudes walking around drinking and then just whizzing on trees or walls. So this urinal thing, they've got these urinals out. I guess they're filled with hay or straw or something. Okay. Very eco-friendly urinals. And like I said, they look like a trash can. And you just walk up to them and whiz right in the thing. And somebody thought this was going to be a great solution to the problem of dudes just whizzing wherever the hell they wanted to. But now these urinals are starting to get the local people pissed off.
Top of the Viaduct is having a stop-in before the game for all-you-can-eat battered fish dip.
What?
Served with fries, coleslaw, and rolls.
Top of the Viaduct is having a what?
All-you-can-eat.
All-you-can-eat fish.
Yeah, before the game
Before
tonight.
the Tiger game tonight. So you might want to check that out, Sean. Sean's asking, are they in the bathroom? No. These urinals are right out in the open.
Battered fish.
Sean's not talking about battered fish in the bathroom. He's talking about these urinals.
Oh.
These urinals are right out in the open, dude. Now, there's saw a picture of one of them, and it is right out in like a park. Okay, like I said, there's nothing. These are not in a building. There is no curtain. Now show me. There's no curtain. There's no building. No privacy whatsoever. You just walk right up to them. Like I said, it looks like something like a cross between a trash can and an American Postal drop box. Okay. And there's an opening there, and you just walk up, pull it out, and do your thing right there in front of everybody. That's it. So, you know, local business owners are mad about this. People who live around there are getting literally pissed off about this urinal thing. And I don't know if they're going to pull these things or not, but right now they have put some of these out, and a lot of people are not digging it. I'm sure the local drunks and the people who go around there to party are just fine with it. Like I said, the idea was that was going to be a solution to people just peeing everywhere. Okay, but it's not going over well with a lot of folks. They're not happy about having these urinals there. It's just a box, and I guess it has straw or something in it. And I can't look at the article right now because, you know, I'm doing this show right through my phone, so I can't look it up right now. But yeah, I don't think I'd like that either. I don't think I'd like to use one in front of everybody. Then again, I never had, you know, I never went around peeing right out in public anyways, so just maybe when I was younger, maybe when I did do some drinking, maybe I whizzed in some not so good places. Sean, you wonder if it fixed the problem or are people still peeing everywhere? I don't know, Sean. When I read this article, it seemed pretty fresh. So I don't know if it's helping or not. All I know is that that they put some of these out. I can't remember the numbers on how many they put out. The article I seen had a funny picture. Somebody from the news station that I was reading this through. One of the guys took a picture of himself posing like he was peeing in it. He wasn't really peeing in it, but to give you an idea how it works. And like I said, it looks like a trash can, and you just walk up and whiz in it. I find out any more updates on this public urinal thing in Paris, I'll let you know, because who knows?
Because we're all going to Paris tomorrow.
No, but if it catches on, that could be something that could be done in America,
What
too.
about women?
Well, and there's been a backlash about that, too. There have been women groups. What's up, Gary? I'm talking about these urinals they're putting right out in the open in Paris. There have been women complaining, okay, particularly feminist groups, complaining that, you know, it's wrong that guys can just go up and whiz wherever they want.
It is.
And, you know, the chicks can't do it. And, you know, once again, we got women jealous that men have outdoor plumbing. But really, though, seriously, my problem is you want to walk your kid through the park and then there's some dude whizzing right there in what is essentially a trash can right in front of everybody, you know? That's my thing. It's just, you know, and we're talking Paris here. This you know. Exactly, Sean. What if a kid walks past and dude's over there just whizzing away, you know? I don't know. I don't know how those Parisians are towards that stuff, but I wouldn't be cool with it. But yeah, there are women that are upset about this too. But who knows? Like I said, maybe if it catches on over there, who knows? Maybe some goofballs in America will get this idea and try it also. Public urinals. Gary says, yeah, people just can't grow up.
People are dying from it. It's a new species.
Maybe they do have different social standards. Let's see, what is this? I'm looking at a picture of a nasty-looking spider here. What's the name of this spider?
They don't know.
Go, guys.
They don't know.
This could be malarkey, though, for all we know.
I don't know, but that's what that
new deadly spider spreads across USA. Thanks for pulling this up. The spider from hell. 5 people have died this week due to the bite of this deadly spider. This spider was first seen in South Carolina in July. Since then, it has caused deaths in West Virginia, Tennessee, and Mississippi. One bite from this spider is deadly. U.S. government is working on an anti-venom. At this time, please make your family and friends aware. I don't know if this is legit or not. This is supposedly from the University of Nebraska Department of Entomology. Let's see, Sean, you're not a huge fan of spiders. They usually end up dead when they run into you. Well, here is a picture of this. Like I said, I don't know if it's malarkey or totally legit, guys. This popped up. My wife was looking. Somebody put it up on Facebook. Take a look at this spider here, guys. It's pretty nasty looking spider. I don't know. Like I said, it could be horse crap. I don't know. But so far, according to this little article thing, let's see, South Carolina, West Virginia, Tennessee, and Mississippi. Somebody fear-mongering? I don't know. Don't know. Think you've seen one of them before, Sean? All I know is it's got one juicy looking rump, doesn't it? It's disgusting looking. I know that. It looks like it has mandibles on the front of it, like an ant. See what I'm talking about right here? These little, they look like, you know, they'd be for grabbing the prey, and then maybe it has fangs underneath for injecting the venom into them. I don't know. It does look disgusting. But so did the thing that jumped on my wife yesterday. It looked pretty disgusting.
It had jelly-looking legs like that, but I don't believe it was that spider.
Gary, you haven't seen him in Texas yet? Well, hopefully you won't. I'm sure Texas has plenty of nasty, creepy crawlies to, well, your boy got bit by a damn snake, right? Ended up having to go to the hospital because of a damn snake bite. And you're on the Louisiana-Texas border. So, in Ohio, I guess that's one of the blessings we have is that there aren't so many poisonous snakes and spiders and stuff like that around here. We're not known for that. Of course, stuff happens. There are timber rattlers in the state, and people do get bit by the brown recluse every now and then. It happens, but Ohio is not particularly known for having all kinds of dangerous species of animals, you know. I mean, there are some black bear and stuff, and mostly in southern Ohio. Every now and then they'll pop up here north, but see, fire ants are pretty bad, huh? Sean, you're saying it looks like a woodhouse spider. I don't know what a woodhouse spider is, but I mean, it's ugly, but then again, spiders aren't particularly attractive to me. Although I do think those garden spiders are pretty, with the yellow on them. I think those are pretty spiders. I think they're just common garden spiders or whatever. Those are pretty neat looking spiders. We got a spider outside by our driveway. My wife made a trellis type arch going onto our walkway from the driveway, and there is a cool spider, and its back looks like a small seashell or something sticking off of it. It's pretty cool looking. Let's see. Maybe it is a hoax, Sean. I don't know. You know, people do like to throw stuff out there. Spiders can be beneficial. Yeah, well, I know they help cut down on a lot of the mosquitoes. And speaking of mosquitoes, where I live, I have to admit, I was just thinking about this last night as I watched a video a friend of mine did, and he was in a nature preserve park just out in Perry Heights, and he was talking about getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. I have to admit, we've been pretty damn lucky where we live this summer. It has not been totally horrible for mosquitoes. It hasn't been completely terrible. So, and I've been glad of that. It's been pretty nice. There are butterflies all over the place, though, which I like those. Let's see. Sean said there's a spider and a wasp in your house, and the spider took the wasp out. Nice. Nice. We have had a lot of wasps. They find their way through one of our screen windows in our kitchen. And these are some damn good-sized wasps. That's pretty cool that the spider took the wasp out. That sounds like that'd be good for one of those bug wars, you know. You ever watch Bug Wars? My son Vinny introduced me to the Bug Wars shows. Showed me on YouTube. Watched a whole bunch of those Bug Wars shows. Very interesting stuff. I have an interest in bugs. I'm not an entomologist, but I have always been intrigued by the insect world, and Bug Wars good stuff. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check that out. It's kind of funny though. They'll throw in sound effects for these bugs. You know, they'll be fighting and they'll have like growling sounds, you know, while these insects are fighting one another, and that's kind of funny. But they are pretty informative, and usually what happens, the format is one bug versus another, and they'll do a rundown talking about facts of each bug. If you haven't seen it, that's pretty much what they'll do. They'll talk all about one bug, and then they'll talk all about the other one, and then you will see them come together and collide and clash and fight to the death. It's a regular blood sport. I wonder if PETA or any of those animal rights people get mad about bug wars. Do they just care about mammals? I don't know. Nonetheless, pretty cool show. Yes, it's gladiators, but with insects. You're right, Sean. That's what it is. Son Vincent, sounds funny saying my son Vinny, makes me think of my cousin Vinny. But Vinny also showed me a show with, what's the dude's name? Coyote Peterson. And he's an idiot who goes out there purposely gets bit by things. For science sake, of course. He will get bit and stung by insects, but apparently he'll get bit by other stuff, because I saw a clip of him getting bit by a snapping turtle, and, you know, he can say it's for science or whatever, but obviously he's doing it for the views, too. You know, people want to see an idiot get stung by poisonous shit, I mean. But it's for scientific reasons. Now, I guess the guy was going to make a TV show, right? But he ended up getting an infection or something like that. Or no, that was a different guy, wasn't it? That was some ukulele guy, right? Teresa?
What?
That Coyote Peterson was not the guy who almost got a TV series. It was some ukulele guy, right?
Yeah.
Some other guy my son watches. But, yeah, Coyote Peterson. Guy goes out there and gets bit by shit on purpose. Show the effects of it. It's pretty entertaining. He's a dork. He's a dork. But that's what he does. That's his thing. That's his spiel. Sean says, snapping turtle is one thing I do not plan on getting bit by any time in the near future. I sure as hell would not want to get bit by them. I've caught them before, not that I kept them, but I've seen them, I've picked them up, and there are some nasty rascals, snapping turtles. I would not want to get bit by one. I've seen them bite things, I've seen them bite fish. I would not want to get bit by a snapping turtle. You know, I grew up being warned about the snapping turtles, and I will take everybody's word for it that you don't want to get bit by one. Hell, I don't want to get bit by a painted turtle, to be honest with you. I don't like getting bit. I've been bit by dogs, been bit by insects, been bit by people, for crying out loud. I got 8 kids. You can believe I've been bit. Apparently they have some of the strongest bites in the world. You know, that's interesting because I watched a show one time where I can't remember this naturalist dude. I can't remember his name. He was kind of competing with Steve Irwin back when Steve Irwin was alive and doing his show. There was another guy, an American guy, who was trying to be a little radical and interact with nature and stuff, and he came out with, made a bite meter thing, and had some snapping turtles bite it, and several animals, and they could measure the PSI of their bites. And yeah, I remember the snapping turtle had a huge strong bite.
People are cruel.
And you know, they had sharks on there. They had, I don't know if they did one on the hyena, because, you know, hyenas are supposed to have a super ferocious bite too. But they did have a snapping turtle, and I can't remember how many pounds per square inch, but it was pretty phenomenal considering their size, and that just confirmed what I had always heard about growing up about their bites. So yeah. So yeah, I don't I don't antagonize any animals anyways, or try to. I guess I probably rolled on a few insects and stuff like that. Got bit by spiders in my sleep, but I don't go around and jab at animals trying to piss them off anyways, but I definitely would not want to be playing around with a snapping turtle. But anyways, I think I'm going to hop off here. It's 1:02 oven standard, guys. And there goes the chimes. My other clock is obviously slower than the 1 clock. I don't know what time precisely it really is. You guys hear me say oven standard because that's the time my oven says. Apparently my clock in the other room says it's exactly 1 o'clock. But I'm going to hop off here, guys. I'm going to wish everybody a fantastical day.
I don't know.
And thanks for tuning in.
Everybody
who was on here live.
You have no idea.
Thanks for commenting. Good talking to you guys.
You have no idea.
Take care of yourselves. I'm going to be on here. Oh, wait, tomorrow is Saturday. I might be on here tomorrow. I'm not sure. Sean, you have a nice day too, buddy.
He's doing his
But everybody who watches,
show.
Thanks for spending your time, wasting your lunch with me. I'm Paul McVay. I'm going to hop off of here and take it easy, and I'll see you later, all right? Bye.